At 51, I get a lot of questions from women. This is going to come as absolutely no shock to anybody anywhere, but I have had some work done on my face at almost 51 years old. I have some issues when it comes to controlling my temper. Story time. I just got home from a date with a former member of SEAL Team 6. I told you guys about the horrible date that I went on the other day, but what I did not tell you was that the very next night, I went on another date. Hey, hi, I have a date today, so I want you guys to help me pick out what I'm gonna wear. I had a major bug out on the guy that I've been seeing for the past 2 months. So I was broken up with yesterday. What the hell does it mean when you match with a girl and then you get each other's numbers, you exchange information, sometimes you go out, but sometimes you've just talked for a while. And then you actively go to her profile and unmatch from her. What does that mean?
It means that he liked you, ma'am. He started talking to you. Then he saw all the red flags that you have. And he said, it's not worth it.
I've been trying to figure out why I am still single. And it took Ida 30 seconds in the comments of one of my videos about fashion to figure it out for me. I am way too lippy. And I need to have the last word. To the conclusion that I cannot date successfully at my age. My dad called me the Black Widow. He named me that when I was younger, just for my dating.
Everyone was talking so much shit about my age gap relationship. Look what I just got out of it.
I can say retard because I identify as a retard.
Women do not have to be nice to you. Women can be rude to you.
I broke up with my boyfriend of 6 years last week. Was I nice enough to say something to him? No, fuck him. I just left a letter on the table. I got my shit and I left.
By the way, guys, stay till the end because there is a very funny video at the end that I want you to see.
Men get on my nerves because then they get on social media and be like, you hoes are for the streets and da-da-da-da-da-da. No. The woman you picked when you went on Instagram, you saw her on there. She was in Dubai and she was in Turks and Caicos and she was in the Bahamas and shit.
True. Why do you pick women like that? It's your fault, my guy. She's totally right.
My husband is making us fly home from our honeymoon after 1 day because he found out I sent my ex a simple goodbye text on the morning of our wedding.
You shouldn't even have your ex's phone number. He should have been blocked a long time ago. Why are you thinking about your past? Think about your future.
It was a goodbye text, for goodness sake, not an I will always love you text, not a drop everything and meet me at the altar text.
Yes, ma'am, but just by the fact that you still have his number, it means that you still have a connection with him. Why? You're getting married.
I needed to say goodbye to have closure on the unmarried part of my life. Please tell me my sensitive/nostalgic girlies understand.
What is something you thought was really important when you were younger, but as you got older, you realized it wasn't that important?
As a younger person, I think we tend to want to make a lot of money and acquire a lot of material things, have a big house, great car, all those things, and that's not what life is about. Life's about your relationships, love, and being able to know what abundance really is and what enough means.
Okay, my guy, but how can you know what abundance means if you don't have money? How can you have relationships when you can't attract women? My guy, when you started dating was totally different. Women were totally different. Jobs were totally different. We live in a different world right now. You don't know what you're talking about. We're going to skip this video.
About a year ago today, Drake came to town and Lil Durk opened for him. And literally the whole night I was like, oh my gosh, am I a Lil Durk fan? I couldn't name you one Lil Durk song, honestly.
I don't even know who Lil Durk is.
Still to this day, I couldn't name one song. But he just looked so good. So I remember going home that night and I walked into my apartment and my boyfriend at the time was like, hey babe, how was the concert? And I was like, oh, it was great.
My guy, how is your girlfriend going to a concert without you? From the start, my guy, you shouldn't have been in a relationship with her. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. There are always red flags, but people are stupid and don't see them.
In the back of my head, I was like, little dirt, little dirt, little dirt. But literally in the back of my head, I was like, I think our time is up. Like between me and him, I think our time is up because I feel like I have seen the other side. Like I've seen that it could be better for me, right? So I literally went to bed that night and I had a dream. And so I woke up the next morning, and I was like, yeah, you need to pack your stuff. I think it's time to go. I made this big spiel about how, like, yeah, I feel like we're two totally different people. But Lil Durk was the catalyst, like, to.
Even when she broke up with him and she lied about the reasons why, you should be smart enough to understand why. Just think about it. The night before, she went to a concert without you. Why is she breaking up today with you? You can't read thoughts, my guy. You can't know it's because of Little Dirk. But I would think it's because of another man. She met somebody. She started talking to somebody. How are people this stupid?
This day, Lil Durk opened my eyes. Point blank.
I regret marrying a white man because, first of all, I'm Asian in the Bay Area. You know, like, why did I follow the fucking trend? I did not mean for this. Second, he just confessed something today. I was in the kitchen. I asked him to cook rice because I was cooking the main dish. And I didn't see him wash the rice. And he's like,
Ma'am, he shouldn't even be in the kitchen. This is what I'm telling you guys. There will always be red flags, but you don't see them.
oh, you told me not to wash the rice. What the fuck are you lying face? Yeah, Sassy, tell him. You lying sack of shit, you gonna gaslight me? I'm Filipino. No.
Just hear how she talks about her husband. How can you be with a woman that talks like that about you? How? Grow some balls. How simpish can you be? Stop being simps.
Simp! I've washed my rice since I came out of my mom's vagina. Like, there's no way I would say deliberately in your face to not wash our rice. What the fuck? You gotta wash that rice until the water is clean. Then when you put it in the rice cooker, you put your fucking finger in it and you make sure the water is this high. I need a divorce lawyer. Someone find me one. Thank you. I appreciate this. It's just a public service announcement. I love you.
My ex has blocked me on.
She says to her TikTok followers, love you, but she talks like that about her husband. Don't tell me there were no red flags from the start.
On absolutely everything, but today I was smart enough to change my number. I'm gonna write him a note. Sorry, I hit your car. I will pay for damages. Go.
This is another good example, guys. Do you think a crazy woman like this didn't have red flags from the start? Can you lie to me and say that she didn't have red flags from the start? She had red flags, tons of them.
That's one way to get him to call me. I've got some chalk. Oh, it's blue.
We're going to skip this video because it's too stupid. It's hurting my brain.
I have a question for the men who hold a fish in dating profile pictures.
Don't do that, guys. Women don't like that. If you actually want to attract a woman, don't do that. And don't put group photos. Because they want to see the first picture of you, to see how you look. And I'm sure you have friends that are better looking than you. So why would you put a picture, a group picture, with your friends? She will ask for your friend's ID. These are basic things if you want to attract women on dating apps. Learn how to make good photos, good lighting. Make some professional photos. How are you going to stand out from all the rest, from the thousands and thousands of other profiles? Just think about that. If you don't care about dating, okay. But if you want to attract women, what are you doing?
Just why do you do this? Especially when you know there's so many people that literally hate on it.
So if you're dating over 40 and someone asks you, why are you still single? Show them this. I'm gonna break down the dating pool for you. We have all the men. We need to take away the ones that are married, aren't age appropriate because we are over 40, ones that are gay, ones that are broke, the ones that are emotionally unavailable, the ones that still have drama with their ex. We're gonna take away the ones that are perpetual.
We understand the point, ma'am, but you have to leave some nuts for the delusions that you have in your head, thinking that you can get Prince Charming that is over 6 feet and has a lot of money when you're over 40 and you've hit the wall.
Thank you, come again.
What woman is willing to work 80 hours per week to be able to get into the position of other men? Men, that is naturally their proclivity. They are based on competition. Women don't naturally have that mindset unless they are an exceedingly rare type of woman.
Yeah, that's true. It's Sunday. I'm awake since 5 a.m. and this is my second video of the day. It's over 1 p.m. now and I'm still working. My eyes hurt, but I have to do what I have to do.
Strongly disagree. But then on top of that, you can make the argument of like, oh, who's pressured more to take care of children and to stay at home? It's always women.
That's a natural proclivity.
The argument that's a natural proclivity comes from like, okay, civilization post-agricultural revolution, which has been like the last 10,000 years. That is even by itself like very tumultuous because we look at, oh, men gained supply or control of the food supply at that time. So you can argue that like when men have control of the food supply, that's how like environmental factors end up creating society. But for the past 100,000 years before that, when we were nomadic societies, things were a lot more egalitarian in nature, which makes sense.
Things were never egalitarian in the past. What are you talking about?
We hunted in groups. We took care of children in groups.
There was women who were gathering and men who were hunting. It's showing that they have different places, equal but separate.
But here's the deal. The idea that's like, no, women only gathered and men only hunted, that's not true either.
How can women hunt with the guys? When they're weaker, when they're slower, how can they keep up pace? How can they have the same strength to hunt? This is so stupid, ma'am. Just look at tribes in Africa. It's not the women going hunting, it's the men. We're just going to skip this video because the stupidity level is off the charts.
So let's talk about the women that a man prefers versus what he's attracted to versus what he can actually afford. These are not all the same women. So men claim that they prefer more natural women. The reason they prefer that is because they feel like these types of women are not going to be out there in the streets trying to get attention or actually getting attention. They may or may not be right. I don't know.
No, ma'am, it's because we don't like women that wear a lot of makeup. What's wrong with that? We like more natural women.
What they're attracted to, though, is not that. Come on, what you attracted to? Them bad bitches.
No, ma'am, that's only Sims that didn't deal with a lot of women. That see a good-looking woman and they're ready to do anything for her. When you've dealt with a lot of women, you've seen all the types. They're all the same. They do their makeup the same. They dress the same. Why do I want a 304 that everybody slept with? Just because she looks good and she wears some makeup? No, ma'am. I want the shy, quiet one that isn't in the club, that doesn't have 10 tons of makeup on, that would make a good wife, that actually brings value to the table in this relationship, that brings me peace. That's what I want. Not baddies in the club. Can you see how delusional they are? We're going to skip this video because she doesn't know what she's talking about.
A guy literally got up and left a date with me the other day, but I feel like I still won and killed it for the girlies, so I'm going to tell you the story. So
Of course, ma'am, because you're delusional.
right off the bat, we're talking about how I bartend at the strip club sometimes, and he says that as a high-value man, he would never date a dancer, but he'll make an exception for me because I'm a bartender.
No, ma'am. He just lied to you. He wanted to smash. A high-value man has boundaries. He won't break those boundaries for you.
And obviously this pisses me off because I hear this like every other day. So to justify his point, he says that a master key is one that opens all locks and a master lock is one that only opens for one key. Now, obviously
I wouldn't give that explanation, ma'am. I would just point to your eyelashes and then I would walk away.
Obviously, I disagree with this point because as someone who's slept with very few people, I have a standard that I want my man to uphold too. I did not spend all these years saying no to just marry a man who got to do whatever he wanted. So to combat his points, I'm like, okay, I'm going to tell him
It's clear she's lying. You can't tell me that you slept with few people, but you have those sort of mannerisms, work at a street club, have eyelashes like that, talk like that, dress like that. No, ma'am. Those all are signs that point to you being a 3 or 4. Even if you're not, let's say you're not lying, even if you're not, your mannerisms are exactly like a woman that is a 3 or 4. Why would a high value man want to date you? It's so stupid. You don't bring any value to him.
My husband is getting drinks with a female coworker of his, and I am terrified. We've been together for 10 years, married for 5.
You should be terrified, ma'am, because men don't want friendships with women. We have nothing to gain from them.
A couple of nights ago, he was showing me a video on his phone, and that's when a text message came through from a female's name that I did not recognize. He doesn't have his text previews on, so I didn't know what she said. And whenever I asked him who it was, he said, "Oh, that's my coworker, TJ." Huh? This whole time I've thought that TJ was a man. And now I find out that this is the TJ that he's been going.
Ma'am, why do you think he says TJ? So you don't know if he's a man or a woman. He was hiding this from you.
And having lunch with for the past 2 weeks. TJ is short for Teresa, and I won't tell you her last name, but it starts with a J. They are colleagues, but they don't work for the same company. Essentially, their companies work together. And he did tell me he was trying to win TJ over because it opened up a really big opportunity for him. I did look TJ up, and she's a very beautiful woman, so obviously this raised my suspicions. When he went to go take a shower that night, I'm not proud of it, but I did go through his text from her. Now, mind you, his company goes out for like company dinners probably at least once a week. And sometimes the other company will come and they will market together. But I saw a text from him asking her if she made it home okay. And then saying that he wished that he would have got to talk to her more that night. That his colleagues had taken up a lot of his time. And then he asked her if she wanted to get drinks again with him. I knew he did tell me about TJ, but I didn't realize that TJ was a gorgeous Latino woman. I scrolled back a little bit further, and then I realized he had actually driven her home from one of these dinner parties.
Ma'am, he's cheating on you. It's so obvious.
My ex-fiance wants to meet up after leaving me at the altar 4 years ago. Basically, 4 years ago, I was supposed to be getting married to my fiance at the time, Jake. Everything about the day was going perfectly. I had my makeup done, my hair done. I even had my dress on. I had taken pictures with all of my bridesmaids. I was pretty much ready to walk down the aisle when Jake's best man pulled me aside and said that he was gone. He had gotten into a car and left, and no one could get a hold of him. I came home to our apartment and it was completely emptied of all of his stuff, and he was pretty much just a ghost after that, and I basically just had to force myself to move on from the situation. I ended up going on my honeymoon with all of my best friends, which was the best decision ever, and then when I got back, I put myself in therapy to heal all of the trust issues that I had developed and that I have.
Just think about these guys. The next guy that is going to date her has to deal with all her insecurities, all her paranoia, all her trust issues. Why? This is why I tell you guys, it's not worth dating a woman over 30, 35, 40 because they have a lot of baggage, because they have a lot of trauma from previous relationships.
So badly. And I haven't heard from him once until today. I guess he got back in contact with one of our old mutual friends, and Jake got my number from him. And Jake told me that he wants to meet up and talk and apologize for everything.
No, ma'am. He just wants to get back with you so he can smash. How are women this clueless? If he left you at the altar and didn't give you any explanation and left the house, emptied the house, it's clear he doesn't care. He didn't care back then, so what makes you think he cares now? He wants to apologize. No, he wants to see if you still have feelings for him so he can smash again.
I'm the dad of a 25-year-old young woman who I love very much. I've been able to have a good relationship with my daughter and I enjoy time with her, but there's one thing about her that would give many people pause. She's a diagnosed sociopath.
Oh, mic drop.
Ooh. She exhibited odd, disturbing behavior at a young age, and after a serious incident of abuse towards her younger sister, I realized she needed professional help. Throughout her elementary years, she struggled heavily, getting in lots of trouble in school for lying, cruelty, and all other types of misbehaviors. With an enormous amount of therapy and support, her bad behavior was minimized as she grew older. After her aggressive behavior was tamed, her following years were much more fruitful. She's law-abiding, has a decent job and a good education, and has many good friendships and admirers, especially male admirers. She's very, very charming and adept at attracting guys and maintaining their interest.
Of course, because they have to adapt to lying. They have to lie a lot because they have no emotions. So they have to lie and pretend they have emotions. So they're very good at manipulating people.
She currently has a boyfriend of about 1.5 years who's crazy about her and who I have a very strong relationship with. We live in the same area and spend a lot of time together. He's a great guy, very kind, funny, and intelligent, but I doubt she loves him. We've had some very honest, in-depth discussions about her mental health since her diagnosis, and she's been open with me that she doesn't love or feel empathy towards anyone, even family. She's also stated she has never once felt guilty about anything she's ever done and doesn't know what guilt feels like.
Oh, wow.
While she enjoys being...
Yes, that's why I told you. They lie a lot because they don't know what feelings are. But they have to pretend like they have feelings so they don't look strange in front of other people. That's why they're so good at hiding amongst normal people. That's why you see when a reporter comes and asks the neighbor, "Oh, what do you think about him? Oh, he was a quiet guy. He didn't do any problems." And then he goes on a rampage and stand people.
Being around her boyfriend and is sexually attracted to him, I highly doubt she feels much of anything towards him love-wise. Her boyfriend, who's going to propose soon, has no idea about her diagnosis.
What?
And she's...
Why haven't you told him if you say you care about him? Why?
She's been very upfront with me that she has no plans to ever tell him, thinking it'll scare him away.
Oh.
I have made it very clear to her that she needs to tell him the truth before they marry, that he has the right to know and consider it, or I will. To which she always responds, "I know you wouldn't dare." I actually would.
I'm scared. She's like, "You wouldn't dare."
I actually would. I really like and respect this young man and would feel awful keeping this secret from him and letting him walk into a marriage without this piece of knowledge. I'm not trying to sabotage my daughter's future. Maybe her boyfriend's love of her personality and other aspects is enough that it won't end the relationship. It's his...
My guy, if her boyfriend doesn't break up with her after he finds out this information, you should break them up. Why? Because it means that guy is very stupid.
Decision to make, but I believe he deserves all the facts. Someday he's bound to find out she's a bit off. It can't be kept a secret forever. Am I the problem?
After all the craziness that I show you in my videos, I thought you should have a laugh. Ooh, if that was a guy, ooh, his balls, ooh. Remember the woman that was talking about hunting, how the women went hunting with the guys? For sure, somebody should show her this video. But it's okay, guys. They don't need men. What the? Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.